Good God morning to you. How are you doing today? I pray your day is going great. Karen Fletcher with Seniors Navigating the Change. Yes, we're going through a change, and I am so glad that you are here with me as we do this journey. Well, today we've got someone you've seen before. Yes, my good friend Monique Patton.
Good morning. Good
Good.
morning, everyone. How are you today, Karen?
I am well, and how are you?
I am well.
Well, I want to start with this. Being a senior, I've been reading some scriptures, and so I was reading Psalms 92, and I'm going to start at verse 17. Verse 12. It says, where is it? Is it 12? Oh no, I'm sorry. It starts. Did I change?
Mm.
Oh, yes. I keep looking at stuff. I'm like, this is not what it says. All right. We're going to 92 and we're going to verse 12. The righteous person will flourish like the palm tree. He will grow like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of the Lord. They will flourish in the courtyard of God. They will still yield fruit in advanced age. Yes, they will be full of sap and very green to declare that the Lord is just. He is my rock, and there is no malice in him. Amen. So I said that because I want people to know that as you age, you you are still vital. And we want to remain vital. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right. So uh, we had attorney Steve Lawrence on for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And he talked about some very important things. The first week he talked about Social Security and also Medicare. And some people became aware of some things they did not know. I know I did. And I was told that when you get that red, white, and blue card, that you are immediately enrolled into Medicare. I I don't think that's true because I actually went on the Medicare page and I did some things and they said, you are on Medicare now. Since I talked to him, I did that. And so now I am on Medicare Part A. Part A.
Which one is that? Is that the original or?
That is the one where you go to the hospital, anything that you do in the hospital, they pay for. Now, Medicare Part B is when you go outside of the hospital, and that's why those physicians have those offices off hospital so they can
Mm.
get money. Do what you have to do. And then there's Medicare Part C. That's the advantage where a whole lot of things are included. But have you signed up for Medicare yet?
No, it's not time for me to sign up. I sign up. I think I have to do it by August 31st. You have to do it, I think, within 90 days of your birthday, your 65th birthday.
Oh, okay. So are you ready?
No. I started real early. I last year I was into it. October of last year, I was just like, "Oh, I got to find out all this information." And you know how you go on the internet and once you click on something on Facebook, it's like there for a long time. So I was listening to all these seminars and I got discouraged because you they would sound like they're going to help you, and then at the end they ask for over $1,000 to help you. And I didn't want to pay for
Over
that.
$1,000.
Yes, yes. So then I did some more research, and you have agents that will help you, but they're tied into different companies, like
Services.
right. And
Insurance
then you
services.
have the agents that they're not tied into any company, but then those are the ones that want some money because that's how they get paid. I was able to find out I have a small account with Fidelity, and they have agents. You can make appointments with them, and they can tell you different plans, and they're not getting paid by anybody but Fidelity. So as a result, it's a little bit more impartial about what plan you choose and everything like that. I personally know I want the original because I want to be able to go to any doctor at any time and not have to worry about, if they were part of my plan. Now I know people, I think the advance, that's the one where
Advantage.
Advantage, okay. That's the one where, it's almost like it sounds to me like a HBO
HMO.
HMO, right, HBO. It sounds like a HMO, and I've gotten burned on a HMO way, way, way long time ago, and I just do not wanna be locked in to something, and then they say, "Well, this plan doesn't include the doctor that you wanna go to." I recognize that the original is probably gonna be a little bit more expensive, but I think that's the way I wanna go.
Okay. And when you say original, you mean part A and part B. Yes,
Correct.
that's the way I want to go too, because I've heard so many people complain about the advantage because there's so many things that the advantage does not do, or you'll have to pay a whole lot to be covered by them. Now, the one thing I do know is if you're healthy and you start in advantage and then you decide, I don't want to do advantage, I want to go back to Medicare A and B, you're going to have to see a doctor and be tested. And if you don't qualify, then they can deny you.
Right.
And so, yeah, I'm starting out with Medicare A and B.
But
I'm
there's
starting out.
something that's locked after the first, let's say, 30 days or so, I don't know what it is, that you have to pick immediately, and once you pick that, if you don't pick it, then you're basically it's almost impossible to do something else.
Even after a year, because every year you get to change.
Okay, well, maybe I don't know.
It's probably once you pick Medicare A and B or the Advantage, that once it kicks in, you cannot change again until the next year.
And then does it might cost more then, I think. Could that be it?
Good.
Because
Oh, definite. I know the B is going to cost more. It goes up a percentage every year. So it's going to cost a little more. But I really don't know how the money part on the advantage works. I just know that when you weigh the two, the advantage seems a whole lot
less
or
expensive.
less expensive. And
And
I
it
know with
covers,
the
it seems like a lot more. You don't have to get, I think, a separate drug plan and all that kind of stuff. It covers more stuff than if you get the A and B. You get the A and B, you got to get something else. So
right.
another alphabet.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
There's so many alphabets.
right.
Oh my God. The G and the P and the L, M, N, and I'm not making those up.
I know. And I couldn't tell you what they are.
Oh, one is for the dentist, the eye doctor. You put them together, you get drugs. Oh, so that's the A, the B, and the D. The
D
D
is
is for your
drugs.
drugs, yes.
Right.
And then the E, there's so
And
many.
Then there's like long-term health, not healthcare, but home when you go into a rehab facility or something like that,
Right.
home health care, which I at first was like, oh yeah, I want to just have everything. And then I found out what the cost was. And I said, mm-mm. I really don't have to apply right now because I'm with a company that has over 100 employees, or I think it has several, yeah, 100 employees, but it has over 100 employees. And I have health insurance through them. However, things have been very slow at my company, and I have not been working as much. And I'm thinking for peace of mind, maybe I should go ahead and apply for
Mm,
Medicare.
mm. Well, my company is called Charles Fletcher. And so I I just applied for Medicare only because I was on this show talking with attorney Steve Lawrence, and he said that, but I have not applied for the B. So
Okay.
in October, I am going to apply for the B because my husband is still covered from his job. But next year, yep, I've got to apply for the B. So I'm going to be doing that.
And why are you doing it in October? Is that because it's your birthday month or is that the
Oh,
enrollment?
that's the time. In November, I think. It's November to December 15th or December 9th. That's when I'm going to do it. Yep.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's when I'm going to do it. Um, oh, open enrollment. Could you hear him say that?
No, I
He
did
was
not.
trying to whisper. Open enrollment is at that time.
Okay.
He's our producer.
Okay.
Okay. So we talked about Medicare. We talked about Social Security. And have you applied for that?
No.
You don't have to. But by the time you're 70, you have to apply, working or not working. I don't even, I shouldn't say you have to, but you won't get a penny more. So you might as well by the time
Correct.
you're 70. I did. I knew that, and he just emphasized it more. And again, that he is attorney Steve Lawrence. He was here for the past 2 Saturdays. And for those of you, there were a lot of people who saw him. I just want to put his information back up so you know if you want to get in contact with him. This is his number and his email address, and he is readily available for your help. Again, that's Steve Lawrence, and that's his information right there.
Is Social Security based on your income, past income?
It's based on income and it's based on quarters. We didn't talk about that, but you
Okay.
have to work 40 quarters to qualify for Social Security.
Does it have to
And
be, what's the word? Does it have to be
consecutive,
yes.
no,
Oh, okay.
no, nope, it doesn't have to be consecutive, but it has to be 40 quarters. And I didn't know that. I had no clue until I signed up for Social Security. I was like, wow, 40 quarters, what? And so I was telling my kids, you have to have 40 quarters to get Social Security if Social Security is still around when they are 65. Um,
And then you make as much money as if you were working?
what, when
Do
you
you
get
get
Social Security?
right. Do you
No.
is it like getting a paycheck?
It is like getting a paycheck. It is, but it won't be as much as you made
Okay.
while what I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. It depends on what your last job. If you made if you made $150,000, no, you're not. Your check won't equal that. No, but you get paid once a month, and I forgot there is a limit. I don't remember. But anyway, yeah. And that little check, I like it since I'm forced to retire.
But you can still work and get Social Security at 70, right?
Oh, yes, yes. You can get Social Security and work once you reach the age, your qualifying age. Like my qualifying age was 66 and 2 months. So once I reached that age, I could work without penalty. The only thing is because I was working, my husband is working, I'm getting Social Security, then we had to take out a little extra for Texas because our income was more. So that's what we had to do when it came to that.
Okay.
All right. Well, I want to talk about some things that people mistakenly do when it comes to retiring and being a senior. This show it should not just be just for seniors because I think 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds should know some of this. But people underestimate their expenses. They don't keep a budget. And if you don't budget your money, when it's time to budget your money, and you don't have this job bringing in this extra income, then you can be you'll have to learn immediately how to budget your money. I think that's very people really need to take advantage of that. But I just happened to see that on my paper. What do you think some mistakes that seniors are making or can make?
Well, I think we're often victims of the cyber scams and things like that. Um, I don't know if they do it as much with 30-year-olds. I think 30, 40-year-olds are a little bit more tech savvy than we are, so they can recognize more of um, things that are coming from sites that are not uh, legitimate. I tend to sometimes if I get something and I don't recognize it or it just what's that old adage, too good to be true, then I usually now as that I'm older, I will ask somebody, does this look, legitimate to you? Or a lot of I learned that one way to figure it out is like I recently got something from Apple that said that um, uh, your charge for over $500 was approved. And I was like, I haven't charged anything on Apple. And it had the Apple logo, or it looks like the
Mhm.
Apple logo to me.
Yes.
But it was from so and so and so and so at gmail.com. And to me, that was a red flag. That couldn't, Apple, it would be from Apple. So one of the things I always look at before clicking is who is this really from? Another
Right.
thing I look at is who is it to? If it's really, really important, if the IRS is sending me something that's important, they're not sending it to 500 other people at the same time.
Right.
Uh, so I try to avoid that. And going back to that whole thing about too good to be true, if it sounds too good to be true, someone said they wanted me to be a secret shopper and they sent me a check. I took it to the bank. The check looked absent. They said, yes, this is a legitimate check. I deposited the check. And I didn't do the other steps that they told me to do because I wanted to make sure everything was copacetic. And as it turned out, the check bounced. I didn't lose any money on that one, but it could have been a disaster. And I remember
Yes.
the person calling me saying, "You cashed the check and you haven't done what you were supposed. You haven't. We're going to take you to court and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, well I can send you your money back. Well, send it back." Okay, after the check clears. And thank God. I think it was the Holy Spirit that just told me. Plus, some friends were like, "That's a scam." Then I looked it up on the internet, and they said that was a popular scam. It really offends me that people try so hard to get my money that
Yes, that you work for.
I worked for, and I feel like it's not even a lot of money. Why are you going after my money?
But if they get a lot of not a lot of this thing is
Right.
in my ear. Hold on. If they get a lot of not a lot of monies, they'll have a
Mm,
lot of money. So yeah,
right.
they go after people. My mother called me yesterday, and
Okay.
she said that she got a letter from AT&T, and it said that if you don't do this by tomorrow, you're going to miss your discounts and blah 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 blah. And so I said, okay, mom, I'm on my way, because I told her, when you get those letters, when you get those text messages, do not respond. So she called me, come over here. And so she thought it was a scam, and she shredded the letter, but then she thought about it. She said it was AT&T paper, and they had sent her a letter before. And so she called me, and I went over there. She didn't remember right away that she shredded it, and we were looking. So I just called AT&T. I got a hold to this young lady. Her name is Danielle, and she lives in Texas. She was such a prize. And she told me that nope. She said everything that your parents have as a discount will expire in March of next year. I was like, get out. She said yes. She said nope, we don't have anything like that. So it was a scam. It was a scam, and now my mother, why do they always send me this thing telling me that they're gonna suspend my license for my toll fees? I don't have any toll fees. I said, Mom, why don't you just delete it? You know
Right.
you are not driving. You don't have any toll fees. But if we don't talk about it a lot, I think seniors will forget. And the next thing you know, they're pushing buttons.
Right.
Um, we had to actually turn things off from my father, because he was like, yeah, are you gonna give me groceries? Do you know whatever number? And he didn't know the number that he needed to know to get these groceries. Praise God. But yes, so they really want to scam seniors.
And then
And
you have,
as
I'm sorry, go
go,
ahead.
you go ahead.
So it's just important if you're the least bit suspicious, one thing you can do is always ask somebody, and like you, I thought that was a good idea. Call the company directly. When they start asking for my social security card or social security number, I almost go click and then call the company and, is this you really calling? And then make sure it's a legitimate number, that not the number that they give you or anything, a legitimate number. But I also thought about, and I got this, I think, from you. You have every morning I pray for wisdom, knowledge, understanding, clarity, because I'm, even though I might not pray the moment I look at an email or somebody that's trying to or answer the phone, I have already covered myself that morning regarding
Amen.
all of that, because it's ridiculous how people are trying to take advantage of you at our age.
Yes, yes. Just reading the AARP bulletin, it says message scam losses are on the rise, because they are so sneaky now. They have the logo, they look professional, and you're not thinking. You're trying to save your money. You're trying to save whatever. And what did you say about if it sounds too good to be true?
It's right.
In most cases, somebody sent me a thing and said that they had so many millions of dollars, and they wanted to give it out to people they thought could use it. And of course, my name. Well, I knew it was a scam, but I just kept following it. Just went to see how far it would go. And it only goes so far. And if you don't call that number, you can't find anything. Anyway, even tried to find the name. I was like, okay, let's see. Nothing. So we have to really be wise. And like you said, yes, every day I ask God to give me wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the natural as well in the spiritual, because the devil is so cunning. He is so shrewd. I hear people say the devil is stupid. He is not stupid. He is not stupid. What happens is we act like something is wrong with our mind. He will come with the same thing, just flavored differently, and we can fall for it. So we have to be aware of him. He is not stupid.
Right.
You're
It just
right.
you're thinking about ultimately he loses. He knows that at the end he loses. But
Right.
why go through the pain or the discomfort or anything because you thought he wasn't smart enough to put a jab in here and there when it can obviously be avoided. I did, though, you mentioned, I wanted to just hit on this, that you talk, I think, to Danielle in Texas.
Yes.
It's so nice when you have an agent. So shout out to the agents that are patient with the seniors because they're so used to doing things a certain way. Well, just press on here and then do this and do that. And you're still looking for it on your screen or on your keyboard. What do you want? Well, where are the three lines and what's the ampersand? And it's just refreshing when you have someone say, yes, ma'am. And not pedantically, but in a nice, calm, and helpful voice. It makes you, it helps you to actually do what they want you to do easier because you're not stressed over, oh, they think I'm stupid. Oh, they think I'm feeble minded. Or, oh, feeling like you're feeble minded because you can't figure it out.
Right.
So, shout
This
out
is
to those agents.
That's so true. She was so kind because first she talked to my mother, and I was there kind of guiding this conversation. And then, everything, the phone was in my dad's name and everything. So, because he is not as sharp as he thinks he is, we had to go get him, and he had to okay some clarifications. Anyway, she was so patient with him. She asked him something. He said, I don't remember. She said, okay, well, let's try this. And he said, oh, I know that. And that's how we got to move along, because we've been stuck trying to get past just some initial things we should know for some months, because
Mhm.
I guess they didn't want to be as patient and helpful as she was, but she was super helpful. And you're right. Hats off to those agents. And when I'm talking to them, even when I was talking with Miss Danielle yesterday, I said, I hope AT&T is recording this because
Right.
you are so nice. I want you to be our cousin. And she laughed. She laughed. Thank you, Miss Karen. She was super nice. So hats off to wonderful agents and those who assist, especially seniors.
Right.
Especially, you are right. All right. Another mistake that seniors make. You said this earlier. Well, no, I want to do a different one. I want to do a different one. Let me see. Let me pull my list out. It's not here. Okay, well, I'll just say this one. It is. I wonder where it went. Staying, staying physical, being busy. A lot of times seniors will retire, and they say they don't have any much to do, and they just kind of sit more than they used to. They don't walk as much as they used to. They don't exercise as much as they used to. And I don't even think a, a lot of times people eat like they used to.
I agree.
We cannot give up on our bodies. If we were taking care of our bodies while we were working, we need to do that even more so after we work. If we were exercising, eating right, visiting people, having company, we need to keep those things up because they will keep us. Um, Again, this thing, they will keep us moving forward. They will keep us growing. We don't want to stop. When you stop moving, that's detrimental to your health mentally and physically. You cannot afford to stop. You've got to keep moving. You've got to keep growing. That's how we grow, moving and being involved in the lives of others. So make sure you do that. I think it's so necessary. I think again, I said before, my church, we have so many small groups, and these groups are based on, a lot of them are based on just things we do. Like there's a gardening group. And so there are a lot of people that garden. There's a eating right group or eating healthy group. That's based on what we do. And so we talk about what we do. We have lessons, Bible lessons. There's a I think it's a running group, a jogging group or something like that. But they meet, they run, and they have a Bible where there's a creative group. So we build groups, and then we have what we call the little chats. We have chat lines. So we stay connected that way too. It's so important that you stay connected, that you do not become an idol. And do not become an island. It's important that you go to the doctor. So many people don't go, especially men. Men don't want to go to the doctor. And so we have to encourage our men to go to the doctor, get regular checkups. It's important. And it's important. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Also, I know that I can be guilty of this, but you have to go to the doctor even when they say things. Let's say you say, "Oh, I have this pain in my shoulder. Ah, it's just so bad." And they say, "Okay, well, go to this specialist, go to this specialist." And let's say $1,500 later, they still don't know what's wrong with it. And it's very easy to say, well, I'm just not going back to the doctor. But you have to keep going. You as women as well as men, but as women, there's certain things we have to do. We have to go to the doctor. You should be going to the doctor at least once a year, some type of doctor, um, regarding your physical being. And then you need to check on your teeth and your eyes and things like that. It's just important. I agree with you. And sometimes they can figure it out, and sometimes they don't. That's why they're practicing, okay?
And
And
it's important for people to know that they are practicing. I
correct.
get upset when people say, I went to the doctor and they didn't even know what was wrong with me. Well, for one, you didn't tell them everything.
Mhm.
You didn't tell them everything. You didn't tell them when it started. You didn't tell them what you eat. You didn't tell them how you sleep. You didn't tell them everything. But then they don't know and they're trying to find out based on what you just said.
Right,
And they are practicing.
right.
And then when I get something wrong, I'm suing them. I'm suing them because they made me sick. Well, you didn't give them all the information.
And I think you need to make sure you go to a doctor that is sensitive to your needs. There's so many doctors out there, who are we called geriatrics now? Or they just
Yes.
they figure you're old. Well, this hurts or this is happening. Well, you're old. No, you should still be able, as long as you're going, you should still have a quality of life. And
Right.
they need to be concerned about your quality of life, whether you're 40, 55, 75, 95, 105. If you're still and you are communicating and things like that, then you need to find a doctor that is really concerned about your health.
Right. You said quality of life. I want to put a little adjective in front of that. I was thinking about that earlier today. You want to have a good quality of life or the best quality because poor quality is quality.
That's a good point. Yes.
I want to have the best quality that I can have. And I need a doctor who's going to pay attention to that. When you see them fluff you off,
Right.
I'm like, can I want to talk to you, but believe you me, I'm trying to find somebody else to go to because you don't care. I know my dad has shocked many a doctors that he's still here, that he's had one leg amputated at 91 and one leg amputated at 92, and he's still here. And he went to see one of his doctors, and he was like, "Oh, here's my friend." I know he wanted to say, "You still here?" He
Yeah.
doesn't see him anymore. But still, sometimes sometimes they kind of want to write you off or let you just ride it out until you're out. And they don't show a real concern. But you're right. You need to find somebody who has a concern for you and want to help you have a good quality, the best quality of life that you can have. Because I think they were just giving my dad something for a quality of life. And I kid you not, he has gone back to the doctor a few times, and they're like, "Oh, hi. Oh, you came to visit us." I guess they trained them. Make sure you don't say, "You're still here."
And then the other thing is, besides going to the doctor, take the doctor's advice. What's the point if they prescribe a medication and you're not going to take it consistently, then you kind of avoided everything of going to the doctor in the first place. So many people just, or if they say you need surgery, if you want to get second, third, fourth opinions, that's fine. But if like minds all agree that you may need a surgery and you go to God and he doesn't tell you anything different, then maybe you need to go ahead and get the surgery. I
God
think
made doctors.
right. He made doctors. He made solutions. We have to be willing to accept the solution.
Right. That is so
He
true.
didn't say it'll be your solution. It said he made a solution.
That's right. That is right. And so we need to go to the doctor. We need to go to doctors who are concerned about our health. And then we need to follow the instructions of the doctor. Now, I say pray first because that's me. Pray first.
I agree.
And then follow what God tells you. Follow what God tells you. And God will, I mean, if you sitting there heart attack and then you don't get immediate relief and feel better, do you continue to sit there or is God telling you go to the hospital? Is God telling you to eat right now so you don't have to go to the hospital? Guess what? I know God is telling us to be mindful of what we eat. I know he's telling us that. I know it. I know it. I know it. And he's telling us to be temperate, have a lot of self-control as we eat. That's hard. That is hard. But we've got to learn to do it. Got to learn to do it.
Our
Ah,
bodies, though, can kind of help us with our eating because haven't you found the older you get, you can't eat as late at night as you used to? Whereas before you could get in bed. Oh, well, I can't eat like I used to. Are you still eating M&Ms?
No. Oh, you just rang a bell for somebody I know. No, I'm not eating M&Ms. Oh, guys, I love M&Ms. The peanut M&Ms. That's my favorite. And at my birthday, any day, holiday, Christmas, any day, just for fun, my husband would go and buy me a bag of M&Ms. Now, for the birthday and all, it would be the big bag. I just, I was like the bottomless pit. I could just keep eating them, eating them, eating them. So, I had to ask God, help me, help me, help me. And then I had to tell him, do not buy me M&Ms. So I don't, I don't know the last time I had them. I had some this year. Definitely did. Are you smiling over there? Yes, he is. Oh, Valentine's Day. Okay, Valentine's Day. That was the last time I had. Yes. Or should I say no? I don't eat them anymore.
Well, I mean, it's okay to eat them, but in moderation.
I don't understand moderation, so I don't.
Well, I was
I've
a
got to
big Fannie
develop
Mae
that.
fan.
You were what?
Oh, big Fannie Mae fan. Oh, I
Yes,
like
you
me.
were.
Oh, and I think I was keeping them in business, but I find that I don't enjoy it as much as I used to, praise God. But it's just I still like Fannie Mae, but it takes me longer and longer to eat, the whole box of candy and things like that. So I don't know how we got on a tangent of that, but
But it's good. It's good. That's what happens. Oh my gosh. I I don't have that control yet. I'm getting that control. Let me change my words. I'm getting control. I'm getting better control. And things like M&Ms or Fannie Mae or popcorn. What was that popcorn drive you all just did?
double
Double
good.
good.
Yes.
I ordered 3 bags. And I'm sorry, I ate one by myself. I did not. Oh, I did touch the second one, but I only ate a small. And the last bag, Isaac he's still eating. It's a little bit. I will not let that go past my lips because
Well,
I
good for you.
I'm trying to do I'm trying to control that temperance, self-control that is part of the fruit of the spirit. And I'm trying to allow that to develop in me.
Have your taste buds changed any? I noticed I used to like to season a lot with garlic, and now I don't like garlic as much on my food. Have you noticed any taste changes as you've gotten older?
Taste changes. No.
No, you still like the same things.
I think I'm trying to think there is something that does not like me, but I can't remember what it is that I used to like. I know my mother cannot eat tomatoes. She cannot eat anything with tomatoes.
Really? She
And she'll
developed
say,
that?
yes, I want some spaghetti, but I don't want it. I can't eat it. I said, well, you can eat the pasta, just not the tomato sauce. She said, no, I want the tomato sauce. Oh, I know there's something I developed. I don't understand where it came from. I used to eat shrimp. I used to eat, well, I'll just say shrimp. I was about to say lobster. I had a lobster bisque, and that was okay. But anyway, I can't eat shellfish. I don't know where that came from. I
Really?
don't swell up, but it just makes me sick. I just want to upchuck. So yeah, that's something happened. But mm-mm. Do you know something I can't eat now? Nope.
Or that you
He's
don't have
looking
a
up
taste for anymore?
that I don't have a taste for anymore. No, but you know what? I let me take this out. I have changed how I eat. So a lot of things that I used to eat or may have eaten, I just don't eat. And so, I'll eat a chicken, I'll eat baked chicken, I'll even eat fried chicken or stir fried chicken.
Okay.
Um, it's just things that my eating has changed. So I eat the food. I eat broccoli. I eat cauliflower. I eat whatever the vegetable is. I eat the meat. Um, I wish my taste bud would change towards pancakes. I don't, I don't eat them that often, but yeah, I still like a pancake. But nope, I don't eat that. I try to stay away from starchy things because in my family, there has been diabetes, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to have to take medication for that. And so to control diabetes, I have to control what I eat. And so that's that.
What's your favorite restaurant to eat pancakes?
Favorite restaurant.
Like, I like Cracker Barrel pancakes. We make them at home sometimes.
Oh, Cracker Barrel is good, but my favorite is Golden Nugget.
You're kidding me.
I
Go
love I love Golden Nugget pancakes. I have not had them in years and years and years. Now that's my favorite. Um,
I
I
wonder if
want.
they taste the same.
I wonder too. Oh my
Maybe
gosh!
we should go to breakfast next week.
If we go to breakfast, I am going to have an omelet.
No
Mm,
pancakes?
no pancakes. No, I went to the doctor. My numbers were not quite like I would have them. So, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I love Coca Cola. I know many people like Pepsi. I love Coca Cola. I have gone to my parents' house because we eat there on the weekend on Sundays. Mm-mm. Now lately I've fallen off, but nope, I'm back. Mm-mm, mm-mm. The numbers, I have to keep my glucose number. We need to know our glucose number, our blood pressure number, and there's another number. A1C. I
Okay.
have to get those things under control. So, yeah, I'm I can go to breakfast with you, but no
Okay.
pancakes.
No pancakes.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're going to be back on next week. I hope next week we have some men talking about life after retirement. And then we're going to have a panel of women talking about life after retirement and things that we can do, people that we can see. Hopefully, we will have a doctor on soon. And we're going to have some more people on. So I want you all to make sure you continue to watch and continue to take care of yourself. You want to have a good quality of life. And so don't make sure you're waiting for the doctor to give you advice to have good quality of life when you know some things to do. Make sure you practice those things. Do those things now. And then when you go to the doctor, they can only add on to what you can do to have a better life. Okay? Remember, we want to be live a good life. We want to still have sap in our old age. We still want to be able to give life to others. So make sure you take care of your temples now if you didn't before. And if you're younger, Take care of your temple so when you're older, you won't have to be fighting so much, okay? All right. Well, thank you, Monique, for joining me this week. Again, for those of you who want to get in contact with Attorney Steve Lawrence, all you have to do is there it is. There's his information, his phone number, and his Gmail. And he is available for your help. All right. Again, next week, we plan to have some men who will talk about life after retirement. Thank you so much for walking. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. And we will see you next week.